if we put the mic on. How's it going, everybody? Happy Saturday. Okay, we're going to give you the update on Chicago EXPO. Chicago. Russell Brand keeps his mic like this, so we're going to try that this configuration. So I noticed that I move and the sound dramatically reduces, but enough of that. So I went to EXPO Chicago on Navy Pier, right? So I was walking around there in the Grand Pavilion, right? Looking like this. All right, so I had my Karl Lagerfeld scarf. I had my thing like this, walking around the briefcase. So that's how I looked. All right. Let's give it up. And it was great because as I was walking around the pavilion, I would get these nods, like the gallery owners would look at me and go, right? They were signifying that, hey, I'm a new face, but they saw that I was here. They obviously saw me as a collector. So I had my dossier and I walked around and I had this, which was all of the people that I wanted to see, whose profile looked like they may be interested in it. I have their number of the booth right there. So I went to each booth at first without talking to everybody, and sure enough, excuse me, the people that I had on my sheet of paper or did the research were there, so that was great. And so I got the lay of the land and walking around like this. And I would go to each booth and I would say, hey, how's it going? And I could see that they thought I was there to buy. And so they even, like some exhibitors that I talked to, kind of like cut off conversations that they were having and put their attention to me, like focus, and they're like, all right, look at this guy. And so I asked them about their the work that I'm seeing in their gallery, and they big smiles and lots of energy. They tell me, and then I say, well, would you like to have a 10-cent tour of what I'm up to? And they say, sure. And so I open up my dossier and I say, well, after the events of October 7th and the terrorist attack with Israel, I'm on a campaign to use my artistic entrepreneur, social media, whatever abilities that it is that I have to support and promote a campaign against anti-Semitism, and I call that campaign "How Jews Saved the World." And the moment I don't know if it looks backwards in my screen, so I don't know if you can see this, but the moment I say that, you would see them freeze, like each one would just, their demeanor completely changed. So they went from like this expressive person with a lot of smiles to like a zombie. You zombie mofos. And so there was only a couple who responded to my pitch. And I told them, we're taking this image, which is a painting, 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters on the wood panel. This is the back. This is the front. It's going to live in the blockchain with the story of Marlene Dietrich and how she was sort of the poster child of anti-Semitism and the diversity, inclusivity, and equity sort of mindset that we're in today. You see the beginnings of that in the golden age of cinema, and that those beginnings, that stewardship, was piloted by the Jewish film producers of the day. They had this diversity, inclusivity, and this diversity thing sort of just part of their culture, part of their DNA. They were able to work with gay playwrights and black musicians, and promoted women of like in Greta Garbo, Marlene Dietrich's case, and even in Greta Garbo's case, they were both gender bending, strong, female expressions on the silver screen. You know, way before Israel was a state, you know, so as soon as I started talking about that and how I was going to put that image not only on the blockchain, but I was going to put that image on a mural, you know, like 3 meters high, right there on the metro tracks going towards the city, into the center of Chicago, right? I would be celebrating Jewish culture like that in this campaign in an effort to combat the anti-Semitism that I saw, especially like Ivy League campuses, really freaked me out. I'm like, you people are supposed to be intelligent, right? No, the Jewish people are not part of the white colonialist male culture, you idiots. So it was great. So I got a couple of people out of all the ones that went zombie on me, who stood there Please, when is this guy gonna leave? When will this guy shut up? It was hilarious. I had a couple who, like, thanked me. They were like, thank you, thank you. And doing my follow-up, and it was, since when is walking around in your pajamas a viable fashion statement? I'm walking around Navy Pier, and I'm not, I'm not taking that much of an effort. I'm putting out a nice suit and tie, right? But no one else was wearing a tie. No one else was making the effort to dress in a professional manner. I mean, come on. What happened to our sense of style? And quite frankly, the work at this expo was just unbelievably immature and just like ridiculous expressionism for no reason whatsoever. It was profound. Some, of course, within the disaster were diamonds in the rough. But, man. So, with this painting, what we have is a convergence of two classical styles. I'm calling it the what am I calling it? I'll tell you what I'm calling it in a second. It's the combination of Da Vinci's style and Caravaggio's style. Caravaggio had a very chiaroscuro style, and Da Vinci had a style which is Italian for smoky, and it slips the tongue at the moment. So at any rate, so that's the style. A cross between Caravaggio, Velasquez, and Da Vinci. And the one thing about Caravaggio, he like had a slave. Yeah, Caravaggio had a slave. Yeah, Caravaggio like had a slave. So I'm taking my white colonialist male expertise as a painter and rocking this embarrassing talentlessness freak show art world, man. It's like a bunch of people that don't know how to paint. Like monkeys could do half of the stuff of what I saw. Unbelievable. Anyways, how Jews saved the world? They exported diversity and inclusion through the golden age of cinema before Israel was a state. That's how Jews saved the world. So all of these freakish morons in Ivy League schools around the country doing all this crazy anti-Semitic protesting. What? Are you for diversity and inclusion or not? You morons. You freak shows. Anyways. So the fight goes on. I'm looking for gallery owners publicists, people who are prominent in the art scene, who aren't little fearful spineless losers, man. There's an old saying, two guys are fighting in the street. Irish guy comes along and says, "Is this a family thing or can anybody jump in?" When you see a good fight, you gotta jump on into it. All right, this is Liam on my promotional tour, bringing sunlight and discourse to how the Jewish culture saved the Western world. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.